This is Dan Dix here, reporting for Press for Truth, coming at you here in beautiful Squamish, British Columbia. This is home of some of Canada's most beautiful adventure tours, cave exploring, and mountain climbing. But it's also home of some of the world's best producers of cannabis. I think it's known now all over the world that BC Bud is a globally recognized brand. And that's thanks large in part to the growers here in British Columbia who have been working hard over the last few decades to move us closer towards legalization or all-out decriminalization. Some of those guys are like the guys who are operating this store behind me, Grass Roots Medicinal. So today we're going to go inside and speak to the owner about what he thinks of Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's latest cannabis policies. All right, we're here with Chad Jackett, owner of Grass Roots Medicinal and the founder of the Cannabis Growers of Canada Association. And first of all, Chad, as a dispensary owner here in Squamish, what do you make of, I guess, you could call it the sheer hypocrisy of the Trudeau government in regards to these raids on the Toronto dispensaries? What do you make of this? It seems to kind of come out of the blue.
Well, it's not out of the blue for me. I saw this coming a long way away. You know, Trudeau was just really the state's way of getting people to reappreciate the state and love the state again, and then, you know, think that the state actually did something for them, being maybe legalization. But you know, the state never gives you anything. It always comes from the ground up, from the people trying to fight for their rights. And you know, when they accomplish that, the state always tries to put their head on those movements and try to say, hey, it was us that did it all along. It's just us, the friendly state here, your buddy, which, you know, meanwhile they've been murdering everybody and locking them up and taking their homes and throwing their children in, you know, foster care and all kinds of terrible, terrible things for me.
And the raids that took place in Toronto. I mean, after Justin Trudeau just, you know, essentially promised that he'd put an end to this, he says that it can be done, you know, it takes time to do these things, but isn't it just the stroke of a pen? I mean, this could be done overnight, essentially.
All you have to do is say, I'm sorry, we were wrong. I'm sorry we've been throwing all your friends and your family members in prison, you know, and they can just say, listen, we're not going to do this anymore, because the act of throwing somebody in jail, whether you've got it all right with your legalization platform or whatever you think you need to do to be politically correct, you know, I mean, in the end, you're hurting people when you don't change this law instantaneously, which it's a simple plant that absolutely, hands down, is the most beneficial plant on this planet. And you know, the fact that they're still holding it away from us and not allowing people to have it, and still arresting people that have produced it and have it in these dispensaries to try to distribute it to people that need it, it's terrible. I hate to see it. I mean, it's obvious that the federal government is at war with its people. It's all over the world, it seems. It seems like in every country, no matter where you go right now, the federal government of those countries seem to be just at war with their people and trying to just, you know, encroach on their liberties and take their freedoms every step of the way, you know? And they just want to keep us fighting, and they want to keep us sick. And I've had enough of it, and that's why, you know, I formed the Cannabis Growers of Canada, and I said, we're just going to do what we need to do to you know, make sure that the people get what they need. And if they come for us, well, you know what, we need to group up, as many of us as we can, and it's strength in numbers, and we just got to fight against this oppression tooth and nail, you know?
Yeah, tell us a little bit more about this association and where people can go to join and to show their support, because I think this is what is of the utmost important moving forward when it comes to taking on the government, essentially, when we try to get legalization or full-out decriminalization put into the right hands. So where can people go to become a member, and tell us more about it?
So they can go to cannagrowers.ca. They can contact either myself through cannagrowers.ca, leave a message for me there, or they can just sign right up online. If they want to talk to one of our, you know, our people, they can reach out and send them an email. We can get back to them and tell them a little bit more about it if they're, you know, still not comfortable with joining. But I do recommend that everybody gets out there and joins. You know, we're trying to do as much as we can for our members. We're trying to, you know, offer them all kinds of different benefits. We're offering, insurance packages for your dispensary. We're offering insurance packages, discounted insurance packages for your grows. We also have discounts for shipping through Loomis now. So if you're a member of the Cannabis Growers of Canada, you now have, I think it's 56% off on Express, and Ground, and I think it's 30% off on Express. So that's a great thing. If you join up for CGC, you can now ship your product across the country. There's no smell, no tell policy through Loomis, and they know what you're up to, and they're happy to help.
I love what you're doing with this right here. Liberty Farms, ladies and gentlemen. It's not just the cannabis that's coming out of here, but we got free range organic chicken eggs and such.
They got sold out today. They go very fast. Everybody comes in for the Liberty Farms free range, cannabis fed eggs. We're doing this from the heart, and we're putting our heart and souls into this. The products show we really care about what we're doing here and what we're trying to give to the public as well. I use all these products as well, so obviously I want the best products for me. And that's another thing that we do through the CGC is we provide testing, so you can get your products tested and know exactly what you're selling to the public. This is the other thing, the government, as I saw through those raids in Toronto, they tried to make everybody out to look like these terrible, evil, dirty hippie criminals. They don't have testing, and this is their only excuse now for coming after all you guys, is saying you don't have testing and all this stuff. You're not doing your proper due diligence. Well, we want to help you with that. At CGC, we have 2 Health Canada approved laboratories, and they're great labs. They want to help us do this. They want to keep the cannabis community together. They want to keep the money in the community and not have it extracted by this top-down system that's coming in through these LPs that are most of them don't even live in the country. They see the benefit of this. They've worked with a lot of us for many years. They realize that we're not terrible, evil criminals, and they just want to help us show, that what we've been doing for many years is amazing, and really it is. And we have much better products than all the LPs. I know that hands down. All the small farmers in British Columbia, the name BC Bud didn't just get created with a stroke of a pen from some bureaucrats and some government officials in some offices somewhere. This was a lot of blood, sweat, and tears from a lot of amazing people who put their hearts into this, who have great strains, who have a lot of intellectual property into those strains. And they've been doing it forever, and they want to keep doing it, and all they want to do is just show their craft. That's all they want to do. They've been in the shadows for so many years. Could you imagine being somebody that builds race cars or something and not being able to say, hey, I'm a race car builder, and not be able to talk about that? And then when you got to the point where you were able to talk about it, they said, no, anybody that's a small race car builder is illegal, and it can only be made by Ferrari.
Well, that's why I'm glad guys like you came out into the public and started organizations like the CGC to try to get other growers involved. Final thoughts. What would you say to the people who are still putting that trust and hope into Justin Trudeau and still kind of believing that, he's going to make it all okay for us? He promised legalization, so I'm sure it's going to happen.
Well, I say he's absolutely not. He's showing you right now with what he's doing and raiding people and hurting people further that he doesn't care about the citizens, the people that live in Canada, the corporation of Canada. That's another story. But anyway, he's proven he doesn't care about them. He said the oath. You can go back and see him take an oath to the Queen and her heirs. It's not to the people of this nation and this country. So these politicians are all bought and paid for. All we can do is stand up for what we believe in and do what's right, lead by example, show our communities that we're not terrible, evil people, and show them that we're actually here for them. We have a lot of knowledge on this, and we're really good-hearted people that just want to be here, and we're not going to go anywhere because, dagnabbit, a lot of those people that don't understand cannabis out there need us here to educate them, and we're going to stay here until they understand it.
And we can't come into Grass Roots Medicinal today without giving a shout out to our sponsors. Big shout out to Skunk Beard Extracts and Panda Extracts. They help make the show possible here at Press for Truth. They are all also sellers here of their extract here at Grass Roots Medicinal.
Absolutely. We also have some skunk and panda extracts. We carry some of the skunk and panda extracts here at Grass Roots Medicinals. Right now we've got a black lights on the shelf. We're looking to get a little bit more from them here soon. And those guys are awesome. If you don't know them, check them out. Skunk and Panda.
Definitely check them out. We'll have links in the description to their Instagram accounts. Great bunch of guys.
Yeah.
And not only that, but you're putting on summer events all summer long. What's
Absolutely.
this one you have here?
So this one here is the Squamish. It's in this. At the Squamish Valley Golf Course, and it's the 420 Golf and Cannabis Cup. So there's going to be a tournament for the golf tournament. Obviously, it's a lot about fun, but there's going to be some guys out there probably taking it a little more serious. and you know, then there's a Cannabis Cup, which everybody's taking that serious these days, right? So. There's a Cannabis Cup for all different flower entries. There's also your extract entries, so non-solvents and solvents, and it's going to be a great time. You can sponsor a hole, so you can show off your product at the hole, and just come on out, guys. Come on out. This is how we do it. We're going to raise some money for the Cannabis Growers of Canada to go for a good cause, to the lobbyists and to the folks that we need to pay to make this movement happen and do what we need to do to forward ourselves. And it's going to be a great time to network and just meet great people and have a good time. So.
Absolutely. If you are in the BC area, check the links in the description and get involved with this struggle here that Chad is on the forefront of. This is government cannabis, ladies and gentlemen, coming from a company called Tweed, and the
looks like a perfume box.
Brown. Now let's go ahead and open this up and take a look at the type of product that our Canadian government is trying to pass off as medical grade cannabis. Okay, I don't know how close you can get in here, Caleb, but I'm going to dump a little bit of this out into my hand.